Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts, episode 311. And who do we have here today? We have from Orleans, Pascal. We have from, where the fuck are you from?
Hammond.
Hammond, which is a suburb of Ottawa here. My friend Steph here and myself. And we are here to do our top 10 of 2024, like we did last time. So, Pascal, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good.
You both?
And how are you?
Very good, very good.
All right. So we're going to go and do our top 10, talk about a little bit about the albums that we've discovered this year. I was just thinking about what you said last year. I'm a sucker for top 10 lists. This year has been no exception. Was it a good, great year, poor year for you guys?
Was okay. An okay year. I haven't been paying too much attention about what's going on in the music world. Well, we discussed it earlier this week. I didn't buy as much stuff or discover as much stuff as last year, let's say.
And you?
About the same. I think nothing amazing, but a lot of good albums that came true. But I think a little like Pascal, I didn't adventure into a lot of new things. I pretty much stuck with my bands and no, it was a good year.
See, yeah, for me, it was a good year. I wouldn't say great. It was a good year. So, all right then. So let's start off. Pascal, why don't you start us off with your number 10?
My number 10, and I'm still on CD, so there might be not glare on this one, but there will be glare eventually. So starting with Saxon, what's the name? Hellfire and Damnation. Like has been the case for what, 30 years. Saxon are exemplary when it comes to consistency, and this is no different. Great album. I liked the one before, Carpe Diem, but I like this one even more. So yeah, a bit more aggressive, I find, than Carpe Diem. Some great songs on it, like you'll tell me if you feel the same way. Hellfire and Damnation. When I heard that one, I was like, oh yeah,
That's a good one.
song. Madame Guillotine,
Yeah, that's a good one.
and the closer, Supercharger.
Yeah, that's good.
That's classic Saxon. So Saxon number 10 for me.
Sounds good. You?
For me, my number 10 was
I want to start with one.
Ace Frehley 10,000 Volts. I thought this was like a very fun album. It's not Trouble Walking, but I think it's a very good album. A lot of, like I said, it's a fun album. A lot of very good rockers, and I know his voice is not like the best, but you know it's Ace, so you know what to expect. So Ace Frehley 10,000 Volts for me.
It's like a bunch of singles. Like, does that make any? That's what I find anyway for that one. Most anyway, the first half there.
Okay.
It's a bunch of like. They're not hit singles because he didn't get a hit to my knowledge, but they're all like single-ish type songs. I find, yeah. So more on that one later too. So that's number 10.
That's number 10.
All right, my number 10, and this one was actually added at the last minute, but I was like, okay, might as well here. So I'm gonna go with Bruce Dickinson, The Mandrake Project. A little long, a lot long. But after bitching about Maiden, this was actually I don't know. I enjoyed this one here. It's okay. This is the opposite of Ace Frehley. This is not single oriented at all. It's like these long songs. Why did he redo or reboot Eternity Has Failed, which was on Book of Souls?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
But I like it better on this, believe it or not.
I read that it's
So
because it was written as a solo song before
okay, okay.
put on main.
Yeah, I didn't get the whole version with the comic book and all that there, but yeah, number 10 for me, it actually got me to buy other Bruce Dickinson solo albums, which I didn't have. Now I have three. I'm still missing a few. So Bruce Dickinson, the Mandrake Project was added at the 11th hour. Is that the expression they
Yep.
say? Yeah. There you go. Et vous?
Et vous? Phil Moog, the singer from UFO. If you know UFO, you must know
I was
UFO.
just listening to some UFO at supper time.
Yeah. So UFO, I don't know the whole story in the last few years, but apparently they disbanded either before COVID or during COVID. And when I heard that, I was kind of not expecting to ever hear anything from anybody from that camp ever again. But Phil Moog released an album this year, with a bunch of other people, and it's pretty much the best thing I heard from him in the last at least 10, 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bit more impactful, a bit more aggressive sometimes than UFO. Uh, yeah, really good hard rock album. I saw the first two singles there for which there's videos on YouTube, and when I saw those, I was holy shit, this is really good. So there was no question for me to get the album. The rest of the album is excellent as well. So really good hard rock. Doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it's definitely more, to me, more inspired than UFO have been in the last
Okay.
decade or so.
He's had some health issues too of late, like the past couple of years. That
That's what I heard, and that's why I kind of was surprised when I saw it. I don't remember how it happened, but I saw a video on YouTube, like advertised for Moog's Motel. And,
called a
okay,
rabbit hole, my friend.
yeah, I know. So, I was surprised. I didn't think I would be hearing from him, knowing his health
Yeah.
issues, knowing that UFO had disbanded. So it was a good surprise this year to have
Cool.
this.
All right.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about that album. Like a lot of people have it on their top 20, top 25, top 10 this year, so we'll have to check it out.
Mhm.
My number 10 is
9.
sorry. My number 9 is
Why did I yell? I don't know. Okay, sorry.
number 9, one of my favorite Canadian bands, Honeymoon Suite,
Sweet.
Alive. Like, not that I wasn't expecting something bad from these guys, but I was really impressed with this album. Every song is like super good, super catchy, very well written. I think it sounds amazing. So yeah, Honeymoon Suite, Alive.
I like that one a lot better than the two before it.
Yes.
That I have there. Well, again, the ones that I have, they're Clifton Street and Monsters Under the Bed. I know I'm missing some in the between there. But
Okay.
yeah, that was actually pretty good. I liked it. So, all right, that's number 9. Okay, my number 9. So I'm gonna show it off first. So this is Philippa Nasil. I bought this just because I love Thunder Mother and I'm, good friends and blah blah blah. And on paper, I shouldn't like this, okay? But then I started listening to it, but then inside there's like a story. Anyway, she's got liner notes. So there's a story with each song. So this goes from rock to folk to blues to stuff like that. And I'm cheating a little bit because it's EP length to a point. So it's 6 songs on side A sung in English. But then the exact same songs on side 2 are sung in Swedish. Okay. And yeah, I was like, I'm listening to this, but I don't know. It was probably, I got this at the right time. And just by listening to the songs and reading the stories behind it really got me involved into this one here. So Yeah, I'm gonna put Philippa Nasil American American Diaries as number 9. Again, on paper, I should not have liked this, but here I am putting it at number 9. It was that good. So there you go. All right,
Very good.
Pascal.
All right. My number 8, the new one from the band Satan,
That's what I thought I saw.
and Songs in Crimson. Probably a name that did them no favor in terms
The
of
name of the band or the name of the album?
the name of the band
Yeah.
in terms of broad appeal. But they've been they're an 80s band for those who don't know, from the new wave of British heavy metal. Uh, they kind of went away for like 2 decades and came back in 2013. This is their 5th album since coming back. Uh, their comeback has been super impressive. One of the best comebacks in metal. This new album, uh, it continues in the same vein. Still a very good album. I mean, it's still my number 8, so I still find it very good. Shorter songs than previously. Some people have complained about the production. Their production is always very raw, anyways, but this is even more raw than before. But yeah, still great music. It's a little heavier than, let's say, Maiden, that kind of stuff, but
Okay.
it's in the same vein.
Yeah. All right. I didn't know it was this year that, but yeah, I know that they've had a resurgent in not popularity but critically acclaimed there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, you.
All right, my number 8 will be Striper.
The opposite of Satan.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
when we were kings. Yeah. Um, really like this album, and I remember when it came out, I told Dan, I go, I don't know if I'm gonna buy the new Striper. It's starting to sound all the same and stuff, but there's something about this one that just felt, I don't know, like fresher, and I love the title track, When We Were Kings.
Mm.
I love the melody of that song. But yeah, very good Striper album. So that would be my number 8.
As Striper goes, like you guys know how much I was laughing at those guys in high school, and now the last 4, 5, 6 albums there have been gold, and I don't usually say this about those guys. Like I said, the whatever it was earlier, it is what it is. But yeah, the newer stuff is just like, yeah, you're right. It's gonna sounds it's a little bit like Enough Is Enough. It's kind of like the same old of everything.
Yeah.
It's still good, but yeah, that's I don't know. I good choice.
Thank you.
All right, my next. We're at 8 now.
Yeah.
All right. The Dead Daisies, Light 'Em Up. I remember when we went to see these guys live. Was it about a year ago or 2? Anyway, I kept saying, this band, with all the talent, they're just good. Like they've never been, and I'm talking about the Corabi. I'm not talking about the Glenn Hughes. Well, the same. It still applies to the same thing. For all the talent, I find that they're just good. And I remember when he got it before me, and he goes, "Dan, it finally the album that the Dead Daisies had. I wanted to hear." And yeah, like Light 'Em Up, that is such a good opener there. Back to Zero, I like a lot. Anyway, it's I wouldn't say I still think there's room for improvement, but they're slowly, like for all the talent, it's like almost like a super group, but it's not. It's a great step in the right direction anyway for me. So the Dead Daisies, Light 'Em Up, number 8 for me. Yeah, there you go.
Who's their singer now?
Corabi's back actually. Glenn
Oh, okay.
Hughes left. That's when we saw them at the Brass Monkey. Was Corabi was just they were touring for the Greatest Hits. Yeah. So yeah, he's back. So there you go.
Cool.
Number 7 now.
Number 7. I don't know if you know this band. They're a band from the 80s, but they really went under the radar. Warlord, Free Spirit Soar.
I know the name. I know that logo. Can you put it closer? Yeah, I've seen that logo before. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they're a band from California, heavy metal band. They're really not part of the LA glam metal scene. But they're more in line with bands that were coming out at the time, Omen, Armored Saint, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But a bit more progressive. They released an EP in 1983. Then they made the awkward decision of releasing their first album live in front of no one. So
Okay.
it kind of really tanked, and
Oh
the,
shit.
the band dissolved after that. I thought that was it, but lo and behold, they got a new album released this year. And actually, it's a tribute album kind of because well, actually not just kind of, it is literally a tribute album to founding member Bill Samus, I think is his name, who was the guitarist songwriter, and died a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
So the band members and other people decided to make an album from old instrumental bits that existed here and there,
Oh boy, okay.
unfinished songs. There's 2 songs in there that he had released on other projects, so they redid those. But mainly, this is all new stuff that they had to put lyrics on and whatnot. Um, the drummer, I don't know if you guys know Fates Warning quite a bit, I guess, or not
I
at
know
all.
the
Or...
name and the old man. That's about it.
Yeah, okay. Mark Zonder is a drummer for this album, and he actually was one of the founders as well. He's on the first couple of albums. And Jimmy Waldo from Alcatraz provides keyboard. This is a band that's kind of odd, progressive, punk rock a bit, metal, and yeah. Uh, what should be, usually a tribute album, you kind of expect half-assed kind of stuff, or
Mhm.
this is totally artistic, really great stuff. It all blends in together very well. They've got pop sensibilities, metal sensibilities. Everything is great and all drenched in keyboards the way that I remember Warlord was back in the 80s. So really, really great album. Total surprise. I didn't even know this band still released stuff. And I learned that they had like 3 or 4 more albums that were released
Okay,
over
that was my
time.
question. I'm like, is this like album number 3? Like the
It's
way you were describing
apparently
it.
album number 4, or sorry, album number 5 or 6. They released actually just a little fact here. They released an album, I think it was in the early 2000s. Their singer for that album was the singer for Hammerfall. So really, they attracted a few well-known people over time to collaborate.
Like
To
I
do
said, I know the name and the logo. That was it. I don't know from where, but
So number 7,
all
I
right.
think.
Number 7.
Number 7 will be The End Machine, The Quantum Phase.
Is that the George Lynch and
Yeah,
I got that one too.
George Lynch, Jeff Pilson,
see, I wanted to go and buy this, but the price was ridiculous. I'm like, oh no, never mind. I'm not buying that.
and Robert Mason sang on the first 2, but now
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
new singer. And I find he fits better, I think, than Robert Mason. Nothing against Robert Mason there, but yeah, like this is very good. Like just good rockers all around. There's maybe one ballad, but besides that, it's all uh, good rockers, like I said. And what's the Shattered Glass Heart and Killer of the Night would probably be the two tracks that I would recommend. But yeah, very good album. And if it goes lower there, you should buy
Yeah,
it.
yeah. No, yeah, it's right up my alley. But it's like, I think it was $60 just without shipping. I was like, no, no. Okay, we're at 7 now.
Yeah.
All right, my seven has already been talked about today, but let's go with Saxon, Hellfire, and Damnation. Unlike Pascal, I did not care as much for Carpe Diem, and this was a breath of fresh air. This sounds fresh. This is the first recording with I don't know what his name is, but the guy from
Brian Tatler.
Brian Tatler
Yeah,
from Diamond Head.
yeah.
But yeah, the Hellfire and Damnation, Madame Guillotine, that bass. I know it's one note, but man, does that ever friggin' work? There's something in Roswell is good. Supercharger, like Pascal said, is great. Yeah, I wouldn't say I was disappointed in Carpe Diem. There's some good songs, but this was so much better. So Saxon, Hellfire, and Damnation as my number seven, I guess, right?
Yep.
All right, number six.
Number 6, another one to compete with Striper. Lucifer. Lucifer 5. So this is their 5th album. They're a hard rock band, kind of retro 70s sounding, with hints of psychedelia, with themes of occult themes. Yeah, really good hard rock band, hard rock album. They're from Germany originally, but I think they moved to Sweden because I think most band members now are from Sweden.
Yeah,
One of them or a few of them from Helicopters, I
yeah.
think,
The
which is a
drummer.
band.
Well,
Yeah,
the drummer who drums in Lucifer is the singer and guitarist of Hell. Multi-talented guy, I guess.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's pretty much the album I listened to the most this summer. It made me go out and buy the other 4 before it. I haven't listened to any of them, but I'll get to that at some point. I'm still completely caught up with the 5th one. Really good. They're a band that are good at kind of putting little twists in every song that keep it interesting. So yeah, real good stuff from Lucifer.
I also bought that album because of that motherfucker there. So I have the second one too. It didn't make my top 10. I didn't give it as much of a chance as you did there, but from what I remember, it was very good. It wasn't for me top 10 there, but still very good. So, but yeah, I went and got number 2 because of that. So now I got 2 and 5. So there you go. Good choice.
Number 6.
6.
Dan talked about this one already. Dead Daisies, Light 'em Up. Yeah, like I really enjoyed this album. Light 'em Up is great. Times Are Changing. I Want to Be Your Bitch is probably one of my favorites. My Way and The Highway also. This has for me, it has a 70s Aerosmith, Rolling Stone-ish kind of vibe. Like it's very, um, I think I like, what was it? Burn It Down, or
The one before the album?
no? Well, the last one that Karabi did.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're.
Yeah. Well, the two Karabi ones.
I don't answer. He goes, yeah, that's it.
No, I didn't say that's it. I said whatever. But anyway, doesn't matter. So number 6, The Dead Daisies.
Burn it up. No, he's gonna bug me the rest of the show. Burn it. Yeah, I know what you mean there. Okay, number
6.
6. Okay, I thought this one was gonna be a little bit higher, but I'm putting it here, so I'm gonna go with Judas Priest, Invincible Shield. I like this one more than Firepower, by the way. That's the fact. When I first heard Panic Attack, okay, yes, this album is way too overproduced at times. But man, like Panic Attack is so friggin' good. Um, Trial by Fire, that's one of those rare. I don't know if you guys ever listened to that one. It's You know, most songs is 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's a third, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I was like, because I couldn't. I always, you know, listen to songs and listen to the beat, and I'm like, this is the 4 beat is not working. But anyway, plus I got the bonus tracks version and the Lodger. Where the hell? Why isn't this on the album? You like that one too?
Oh, I probably my song of the year.
I know. I was like, what the hell? Like, okay, everybody's talking about that song. Like, another channel, a friend of mine is like, I don't know if it was that one, but yeah, what the hell? Why was the Lodger not put on the album and only put on the 45 bonus tracks? Do you have the bonus tracks version? Yeah, or you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. He looks at
Totally
his
worth it.
pile, so that means it's gonna come soon. But yeah, I like it better than Firepower. This is great. A lot of people see. I don't mind the album here. Like I remember Pascal saying, okay, he likes this better, which is a cool as a cover. Yeah, I don't know. I do enjoy this one here, but whatever. To each his own there. But yeah, it's I don't know. Like this was not cheap because of the bonus tracks and double vinyl, which is stupid. There's no reason to have a double vinyl there. But anyway, yeah, number 6, Judas Priest, Invincible Shield, A Breath of Fresh Air. You think these guys would be low on ideas at their age, and I don't know, they come up with this, and I was like, okay, so there you go. All right, Monsieur Pascal, number 5 now.
Yeah, top 5.
Number 5.
Yeah.
That one I doubt that you guys know it. Whoops, that's a lot of glare. Hands of Goro. Have you ever heard of that band?
Of course I have.
And how about this cover? It kind of makes me think of Hell Awaits from Slayer. Anyway, this is a first album from this side project from one of the guys from Slough.
There you go. Okay, now I remember.
Yeah, he a couple of years ago I ordered something from Slough, and he the bassist is the one who answers the Bandcamp stuff or whatever, and he included the Hands of Goro demo in with the package that I received, and I listened to it. Oh, that's very good. It's also with one of the band members from new wave of British heavy metal band Angel Witch.
I know the name.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a new wave of British heavy metal, early metal, some traces of speed, some traces of punk in there. So yeah, so it's that kind of old school, very old school, early 80s metal. Very much the most fun album I've listened to all year.
Wow. Okay.
They're not reinventing the wheel either or anything, but really fun, really inspired.
Cool. Yeah, never heard of that. Well, you told me once there. I remember the Slow Feg. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Yeah. Just like what was it? You last year? I was watching. It was. I'm gonna remember it. Go on there. Is it?
So my number 5 will be Mick Mars, The Other Side of Mars. Really enjoyed this album. A lot of people complain about the sound direction that he went. Like it's not like a straightforward like hard rock. It's has not industrial, but a sound that's a little,
Yeah, I know what you
like
mean.
not
there.
Generation Swine-ish, but it's got
I know
anyway.
exactly what you mean there,
But
didn't bother me.
no, I think the singer that he chose is very good. There's that special song that everybody thinks that their
Okay.
LP or CD is.
We went. So, long story short, we went to Pascal's house last time. I guess we did something, and then we're gonna let's bring that Mick Mars album, and then we'll play it. And then he thought he was having problems with his turntable, and then he puts on song number 2, and at the end, it's like a purposely done in the studio, F up. And then Pascal's like, what the hell? Like, he was upset. He thought his stereo was going down, and so did I. So did my friend Steve and you too, I guess.
I thought my
Oh my God, genius move! But when you first hear it, you're mad, but now you're laughing.
yeah. So, yeah, number 5 would be Mick Mars.
And that one song that I love, what is that? The second last song there before L.A. Noir. Ain't Going Back.
Yeah.
That's the good one, right? Yeah. Oh, fuck, I love that song. That's a good one. All right, number 5. Okay, I bet you guys have never even heard of this band here. So my friend Kevin from the Kansas Connection introduced me to these guys, and I sampled it. So anyway, the band is called Green Gasoline, and this album is called Strike When the Iron is Hot. The funny part is, if you like this album and hopefully you're gonna get more, then you won't, because they disbanded before this album was released or something like that. But anyway, like, he showed it on his channel. I'm like, okay, that's a cool cover. I do like, kind of looks like your shirt there, Pascal, with the same color, Lich King there. Yeah. Fluorescent green. But yeah, like, I was listening to this. I'm like, wow, this is so good. Like, why the hell would you guys disband after this? So, yeah, number 5 for me, Green Gasoline. This is the band from New Orleans. Now, the reason they disbanded, apparently there's, like any other band these days, they're in a million other projects. So this wasn't like their main one, I guess. I don't know there.
What's the
I don't know much
style?
about it. What's that?
What's the style of music?
Hard rock verging on metal, maybe.
Hmm.
It's there's the back right there. Like, this is unknown. Like, it's so unknown. I had to go and put the data into Discogs, if you know what I mean. So, so there you go. Green Gasoline, Strike When the Iron Isn't Hot. Like, quite a good surprise. So there you go. Number 5. Now we got 4 left.
Now we're at number 4. So I got the impression that this album kind of came and went, but I find it's an awesome album. Black Country Communion 5. So it's my second album named 5 in my top 10.
That's true, yeah.
Lucifer is not
Like last year with 6 and 7 with Extreme and Winger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Black Country Communion, I find it's a great album. I got into it immediately when I got it. It's not my favorite. That's probably still the second and fourth album, but really, really good album. It's been almost 8 years since they've released an album, and I find they're as good as ever. So not much more to say about this, but really a really good album.
Is that Glenn? Okay, I know it's Glenn Hughes, Jason Bonamassa,
Yep,
keyboardist Derek Sherinian.
yep,
Oh, okay, that it?
that's it.
Okay, all right, I know them. Wow. I own the first one digitally. That's about it. All right, number 4.
Number 4 will be Eclipse Megalomanium 2.
I've seen that one on people's top 10s too.
They had the first one last year, which was also in my
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I thought. I thought you had that last year in your
yeah.
top 10.
It's not the same album. It's number 2 this time. Yeah, great melodic rock, AOR. What's good on Apocalypse Blues, The Spark, Falling on My Knees, Until the War is Over, Divide and Conquer. Yeah, everything. It's a kind of album that you're like, the first song's very good, then the next one starts and you're like, oh my God, this is so good. Then the third one, like, this is the kind of album, if you like that type of music. But yeah, Eclipse number 4 for me.
All right. Like, yeah, I've seen that on people's top 10s there, but again, who sings there again? Like, is there?
They're a band from Sweden.
We don't know the members, right?
What's his name? I think Yeah, I can't remember his name, but yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that guy.
there's no name that
There's no
really.
Just Scott Soto in
No.
that one there. All right, my number four, what's been talked about already. So I'm gonna go with Ace Frehley, 10,000 volts. He really stuck to the song. I find like this one. Like that's what I kind of meant with
Okay.
singles. It was about the song and not about the riff or. I mean, he still has like he always does has a instrumental at the end. That's this one here, Stratosphere, I believe. There,
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with quantum mirrors this time there, or mirrors, whatever. Like I think it was up to four. I think. Fighting for Life is
Love
so
that
good.
song.
It's so good. That's the first song on side one. But even 10,000 volts, Walking on the Moon. There was a video for that. I would have not put that
No.
as a video. Even Cherry Medicine. I don't know if you saw the video for that. I'm like, there's full of chicks in there, and I'm like, oh boy, like you could see how old is he now? 70? I'm watching this. I'm like, there's something's wrong with this video. But Cosmic Heart is actually pretty good too. Anyway, yeah, it's done or is it produced? Yeah,
Written and produced with
writ- produced by Ace Frehley and Steve Brown from Trickster, which they're at the time. I still say this is all has to do with clickbait or whatever. When you're not talking about your album for a month, hey, let's do something to get people to talk about the album. Let's have a fight, and we all know that fight is fake because now they're touring together, Trickster and Ace Frehley. So that's such BS. I hate that. But anyway, Ace Frehley, 10,000 volts. It's not a guitar album like most people
yeah.
would expect from Ace Frehley. It's a song album, but these songs are good. There's still great guitars in it, don't get me wrong. But it's not like cold gin guitar oriented or whatever there. So anyway, 10,000 volts, number four. All right, number three.
Number three has been talked about. Invincible Shield by Judas Priest. Yeah, what else to say that you haven't said yet?
Talk about the Lodger.
The Lodger, yeah. Just to say that the first time I listened to this, I was, oh, everything's good on this. And you get to song 14, which is one of the bonus tracks, The Lodger, and I did a double take physically. And what the hell is this?
That chorus, huh?
Yeah, Vengeance is Mine.
Oh man, that's
Yeah, so yeah, as I said, this became the song I couldn't get out of my head all year. But yeah, there's way more than that song only, but
yeah.
every song on this album is good. What I like, okay, you said it, the production is very modern, maybe somewhat overproduced at times. I don't find so, but some people have.
Well, Panic Attack. The beginning,
Yeah.
like that's about it there.
But I like that they have a good sample of every era. I mean, like on the song Invincible Shield, have you noticed that the bridge is kind of a little callback to Sinner? There's things like this all over the album. Or even one of the extra tracks, Fight of Your Life, sounds like an 80s song from
It's a name of a bonus. So you say Fight for Your what? You said
Fight of Your Life. It sounds like a later 80s era Judas
well,
Priest song.
they retook the title, I believe. You remember
Okay.
you have those remasters with a bonus track. Well, you have them
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
Continue talking there. I'll find the song there.
Okay. So yeah, so well, that's pretty much all I had to say. Really great album. Well,
Fight for Your Life is a bonus track on Hell Bent for Leather. There you go.
okay. Well, this is called Fight of Your Life. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
something that they just
They're like, we better
Oh,
change
we're
something
getting
because
to
we're
know.
not going to fool Chartrand twice. Yeah.
Yeah. As you said, Firepower to me was a really good album. I didn't think Judas Priest could take it higher than that. I thought that's it. That's as good as it gets, and that's good enough. It's really good. But yeah, with the Invincible Shield, they really did an album where I'm pleased with everything. Um, and yeah, to me, it's a better album
Yeah,
than Firepower.
cool. Number three.
Number three, Sebastian Bach.
I keep forgetting to buy that.
His first album in like 10, 11 years, if not more. And I love this album. Like it's probably is, well, definitely his best since his first solo album, Angel Down. And even even like a lot of people kind of like compared when this came out. Oh, is this better than the last Skid Row that just came out?
Hmm.
I think last year or the year before.
2 years ago, yeah.
2 years ago, yeah. I definitely enjoyed this one better, and we were lucky enough to see this live also. This
And the songs were good.
Yeah.
Even I didn't know the songs, and I was like, oh, that's why I was planning on buying the album there, and he didn't have it. I was like, come on. I was not impressed, but anyway.
But
I saw a video yesterday
What's
for
that?
a song. I saw a video for one of the songs on this album. And I was like, holy shit, it was actually pretty heavy, pretty I don't remember the name of the song, but
I know
it's
the
like black and
first
white.
two singles, Everybody Bleeds and Hold On to the Dream. Hold On to the Dream starts pretty slow and then it picks up, and like his voice, like he still has like an incredible voice.
Yeah.
FU would probably be one of my favorites on this album. And To Live Again, it finishes off the album with a ballad, but like a very kind of like a heavy-ish kind of ballad, not so yeah, very good album. Sebastian Bach, number three.
That one also was on many people's lists. That one too. I think even Keith from New Zealand had this in his top ones too. And I'm like, fuck, I keep forgetting to buy that one. So
Yeah, I've seen it on lists as well.
what's that?
I have seen it on some lists, even
Yeah.
some
So,
pretty heavy metal oriented websites.
but like I said, when I saw it with him there live, I was like, wow, this. Well, the whole show was good there, but yeah, it's a great album here. Okay, three.
Three.
All right, this one I did not think this was going to be. I was expecting it to be good. I was not expecting it to be this good. So I'm going to go with Deep Purple equals one. Or how I think there's a lyric in here and it all adds up to one. That's how I call the album, whatever. But that first song had me hooked. I'm like, show me. I'm like, that guitar riff at the beginning, I was like, what is that? It's like, I don't know. It's like and again, I love Steve Morse. I love Steve Morse. Whoever, what's the name of this keyboard?
Simon McBride.
Simon McBride?
Yep.
Where was he from? Did we know?
I don't remember.
No.
Nothing.
But yeah, I don't know if it's because of him that they brought new life. Like Whoosh was good. Don't get me wrong. But this is like Whoosh, but with every band member had like 5 Red Bulls. You know, like there's some great energy. But yeah, these songs are so good. Especially it's like Show Me, Pictures of You. That's the one I was thinking of there. Lazy Sod. Anyway, the whole thing is good. I was just very surprised at how classy, fresh, and just plain good this album was. So yeah, number 3 for me, Deep Purple equals 1, or it all adds up to 1. I like the cover simplicity. Yeah, it's not beautiful. Have they ever made a beautiful album since in the 1990s? Probably not. Well, even a whole bunch of their albums are, but whatever. It's they do what they want, and that's what I like about that. So there you
Yeah,
go.
and it's the music that matters, right?
Yes.
It matters so much that you know what? So yeah, I won't add too much. Yes, this album is. You can't say anything bad about Steve Morse. He's a great
I know.
guitarist,
I feel
everything.
bad saying like that.
Yeah, it's not nothing against him, but this guy Simon McBride brings something new, a breath of fresh air to the whole thing. I think this is their most hard rock oriented album since Abandon, maybe. Um, I think one of the big difference between this and some of the previous albums is that it's the guitarist is more upfront than what the previous albums. Don Airey was way upfront, uh,
Okay.
took a lot of place, which is fine. I love him as a keyboardist, but I find that this is more balanced and makes the songs more. I don't know, more impactful, a little more aggressive sometimes. So yeah, like you, I love this album. I wouldn't say it came as a surprise as much because, as you know, Deep Purple is one of my favorite bands.
Mhm.
I always expect them to be really good, but yeah, it is somewhat of a surprise. I didn't think
Not
they would be
that
that
good.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, it was that good. I was like, yeah. So, all
yeah,
right. That's your number two?
yeah. And I too love Whoosh, so it's nothing
No,
against
let me do. I'm
anything
not
before.
saying anything
Yeah,
again against any other albums. I'm just there's something that just made me go like a
yeah.
take almost or like your larger
Oh,
thing.
and like you said, Pictures of You is one of your, yeah, that's, when I heard that song, I was, oh, Pictures of You.
Oh,
It's my
they
favorite
had me
song.
at Show Me, the first song
Yeah,
there.
Show Me as well. Yeah.
I love that little riff there. It's simple.
Hmm.
There's nothing original about it. It's just so cool. So,
Yep.
all right, number two.
All right, number two, we've all talked about it before. Judas Priest. Yeah, like you guys, I like this one better than Firepower. Like I love Firepower, but this one is a little notch over. Um, the production, I don't have any problems with the production. I find it sounds very, very good. But yeah, like
Mhm.
you said, like Panic Attack is a little.
It wasn't meant as a complaint. It was
No.
just like it's a lot more less raw than Sad Wings of Destiny.
But yeah, so that would be my number two. Won't say too much. You guys
Do
already
you have
talked.
the one with the bonus tracks?
Not this one. I do have it on my iTunes,
Okay,
but
okay, okay. Good man. All right. Okay, now my number two is the one that Pascal's going to be like, that's number two? So, and he's actually the one that told me about this album and band. So I'm going to go with Hall of Flame number two.
Wow.
He told me, he goes, oh, Metal Church, the guy from Metal Church, Kurt Vander or something. Yeah, Vanderhoof has a solo band or blah, blah. I think it's going to be up your alley. I'm like, ah. Again, when my first reaction every time someone suggests something for me, I'm like, ah, something again. But I always go and listen. I always do. Sometimes I roll my eyes. This one I did not roll my eyes. This is so good. Ripcord 1974. Like I've been singing that song in my head all year. It's probably on nobody's top 10 list, but I don't know. Like he just told me about this, and I was like, yeah, this is right up my alley here. And there's another album from the 90s, I think, which
Yeah.
I guess I should
Yeah.
get
From something like 93 or
something
94.
like that. Yeah. But yeah, this is the side project of Metal Church guy. Doesn't sound like Metal Church, I don't think. I'm
No.
not a. I have nothing from Metal Church. Okay, I have one song from that. What's Youth Gone Wild? There, Badlands, I think. That's
okay.
it for
Yeah.
my Metal Church. But yeah, man, did I ever love this album here? Super easy to listen to, and yeah, thanks for that one. So
I like it quite a bit too, but it didn't make my top 10.
Amplifier is the name of, but amplifier like a fire.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, Hall of Flame
Come on,
number
through,
two.
yeah.
We'll come through. Okay. All right. Number one of
Number one,
2024.
band that's not so well known. This is their fourth album. It's a band from Chicago. Fourth album,
He says
Black
enough's
Sabbath.
enough.
Black Sites. The album is called "The Promised Land" with a question mark at the end. So I don't know why they put a question mark on there. But anyway,
There's a question.
this is a band that started back in 2016, I think. They release an album every 2 or 3 years. I always love their albums, but somehow they always fail to be in my top five of any given year. I always think they're great albums, but not there's always some stuff that goes beyond it. This time I was like, wow, they pulled out all the stops. This is easily my favorite album from them. There's one song, because we never talked about this, Dan, you and I, but there's one song on there, the first one. You remember that song from King's X? We were made to
We're
be
born to be loved.
we were born to be loved with that riff that
Oh, at the
repeats.
end there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
something along those lines where they change the beats and they do that
Yeah.
super cool riff. They stop and go beats and stuff like that. I had such a big smirk when I first heard that song, and it immediately immediately recalled King's X, that King's X song that
All right.
so yeah, bunch of good stuff on there. It's the style is it's a bit heavier than everything else I've had in my top 10. It's uh, a bit of a down tune kind of modern metal mixed with the more traditional influences. A bit proggy, really really well done, really really well recorded. It's a lot of variety. So yeah, a really good band, which I saw the numbers on Spotify. This album has been listened to 5,000 times or something. So they're really not going much anywhere, but
Better than mine, huh?
great band nonetheless. Great band, great album nonetheless. My number one.
All right. Never heard of that. Never seen that picture, I think. But, all right. You're number one.
Number one would be House of Lords, Full Tilt Overdrive.
Holy fuck. Really?
I mean, I really enjoyed their last two albums, and it's like they took the best out of these two and they made this one.
Is it Saints and Sinners? I never heard that.
Saints and Sinners, and then
I didn't hear that one.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This I was really shocked when I heard this, and like it was kind of like the Eclipse album. Like every song, you're like, oh my god, this is so good. Um, it's a little heavier, less keyboard, and I find the keyboard is more kind of like deep purplish keyboard and not like I don't know, like 80s keyboard or something like that.
Danger, danger.
No, not as good as that, but
Wow.
so yeah, that would be my number one, House of Lords.
Wow. Okay. I forgot that album was out. Actually, I have them all digitally. I don't have Saints and Sinners and that one.
Okay.
Okay. I forgot about that band actually. To be honest, there. So, all right. My number one. I've made an episode about this. I'm going to say this right now. My number one has an asterisk beside it. Okay. So I'm going to put Dogma, self-titled. Now, I'm not gonna do the spiel. I'm just hoping to God, we're not looking at a Milli Vanilli type of band here, but the songs are so good. Whoever is playing on this album here, or whoever's composing, I would say it's got a mix of power metal, ghost metal, like Ghost, like the band Ghost there, with hard rock. It's especially side one, where the first half is so friggin' good. Side two is good too there, but like side one is just like, wow, they really went all out. But again, I'm putting this as number one with an asterisk, because the second, if ever I find out that this is not a real thing, they're out of there. Like that's what I mean by that little asterisk there. Anyway, if you're unfamiliar with the story, like go check out my episode I did regarding this band. It's I'm just hoping that they're for real. I know they're playing live. That's not what I'm saying. It's whoever's behind this, nobody knows right now, but are they just hiring a bunch of girls to dress up as nuns to play their material? That's what I'm a little confused about there. But yeah, the songs are very good. This was actually a very big, good surprise, and there's actually a rare first press because this sold out like I think they made 500 copies or 1,000. It sold out like crazy, and then they had to redo, and they doubled the price, which I'm like fuck. So I was gonna buy it to offer it as a prize, and nope. So all right, that was my number one there. And do we have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I have a few. Just quickly. Riot 5, Mean Streets.
Yes.
Uh, I haven't been much into the Riot, their last couple of albums, since all the original members are out of there. The last one I really liked was 2010's Immortal Soul. But given that this came as a very pleasant surprise, I have a great singer. I don't know if he was on the previous two albums, but I'll have to check. Yeah, it made me want to go revisit some of those albums I probably didn't give enough of a chance. Really good mix of hard rock, metal, uh, power metal.
Keith loves that one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Crypt Sermon, The Stygian Rose. So that's doom metal from, I think it's Philadelphia.
Okay. I've
Their
never
third,
heard of that.
their third album, it's actually on many lists in the metal world right now, best of 2024. It's doom metal, kind of, if you like Candlemass, that kind of stuff. And because I didn't name any thrash so far, the new one from Flotsam and Jetsam, I Am the Weapon. Not a great year for thrash, or I haven't seen much of anything great going on with thrash, but this is a good album. They've been consistent in the last four albums, really steady. So great little album from
Because
them,
you say it wasn't a good year in thrash, that probably means Overkill didn't release anything.
probably.
Yeah.
Magnum, what's it
I
called?
heard good things about that one.
Here Comes the Rain. Yeah, it's on it's little AOR, little on the softer side, but the instruments are always kind of mixed, aggressive. Um, Probably the last album from this band, because
Yeah.
the guitarist, songwriter, he wrote everything. Died a few weeks before the release
Yeah.
of the album, but a great one nonetheless. And last but not least, Bruce Dickinson, the Mandrake Project. I'll add to what you said about this one. I was sure that this would be very high up in my list when it was announced earlier in the year that he was getting something out. You know, I'm a big Bruce Dickinson fan, his solo stuff. Uh, Love the first seven songs, and the last three, the album kind of sinks a bit with uh, aimless kind of acoustic kind of stuff. It's
Mhm.
not that I hate acoustic stuff, but I don't find that what he released as the last three albums are that great. So it's kind of the album kind of takes
Yeah.
a bit of a dive at the end.
Cool. That's it.
Yep.
Mm. You?
I would add probably the solo album by Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chain. That was a great solo album, same as his last one was two great albums. I think this one has a more Alice in Chain feel to it, a little bit heavier, so really like that one. The new Babylon AD was very good.
So I heard.
And what else do I have on my list there? Electric Temple, a new band of, I think it's the same singer that sings in Last in Line.
Oh my. Okay, yeah, yeah. I know. I don't know who he is there, but I know who he is. I just don't remember the name
Yeah.
there.
And then the side project of the late Jack Russell with Tracy Guns called just Russell's Guns. That was a big one album that I listened to a lot and was quite surprising how
You
much good
said
it
late.
was. So
He's deceased. He's passed on.
yeah,
The
I
singer
did not
from
know that.
Great White. Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. I remember now.
yeah. That's who he is. Yeah.
yeah,
That's it.
That's it.
All right. I got three honorable mentions. I'll just quickly do the two that were mentioned. So I'm gonna go with Mick Mars, The Other Side of Mars. Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised at how good this one here, and Ain't Going Back is so good. It's like I really love one song. The rest I find is good there, like very good. But there's that one song, um, Striper, whatever. Like he said there, it's again just not good enough to be in my top 10 there. But again, still very strong. And last one, I'm gonna put the Gems. If you don't know who these girls are, the other half of Thunder Mother. When the now here's my bitching. I've alluded into a few episodes ago where I hate songs with acronyms like like LOVE
Yeah,
machine, like stuff like that. WASP or WASP, and the bad BAD bad. And but anyway, that those aren't too bad. It's like American Woman. I friggin' hate the original intro where he spells out American Woman like the two words. I'm like, oh my god. So anyway, there's a song here called Psycho, PSYCHO, they friggin' PSY, and then they started PSYC. I'm like, oh my god, just friggin' end this song now. Like it could have been in my top 10, but there's good songs. There's also bad ones here for me. It's this album like seems rushed, just came out of nowhere. Like when again, I wasn't too familiar with what was going on with this, but good. But there's a couple of songs I would have chopped off here. So anyway, there you go. The Gems Phoenix as another honorable mention. And there you go. Well, my friends, that's our top 10 of 2024. Let us know in the comments. Did we forget some albums that we should know about? What's your top 10s? Chime in, guys. And till next year.
till next year.
Till next year, Pascal. Even though he's on his way to come over right now. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna do this again next year. So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. If you do like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends, hit little thumbs up and little bell to be notified when I publish new content like this. So on that note, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me again for this.
Thanks for inviting us.
Having us.
Yeah, and till next year, we'll do this again. So on that note, have you guys a great,
Great.
a great whatever. We shall see you guys next time. Take care. Bye bye.